Did you know that 92% of people do not achieve their New Year resolutions? Which one do you belong to? So one of the main reasons why I believe that most people do not achieve their New Year resolutions because the process of change is scary and uncomfortable. So therefore, I would like all of you here to do something with me. So I would like all of you here to raise your hands like this. So, when I count 1, 2, 3, I would like all of you here to clench your fist. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more time, ready? 1, 2, 3. Now, how many of us here, your left thumb is on your right thumb? If yes, please raise your hand, left and right. Thank you. And how many of us here, your right thumb is on your left thumb? If yes, please raise your hand. Thank you. And how many of us here until now, you're still confused, left and right? Raise your hand. Thank you. So let me tell you why. So it was exactly an article that I read 8 years ago, and it says that the way we arrange our thumb reflects our personality. So, for those of you here, if your left thumb is on your right thumb, it is proven that in life, you are more emotional. And it also says that in your life, you're also proven to be more romantic. Now, on the other hand, if your right thumb is on your left thumb, it is proven that in life, you're more logical. And it also says that in the research that you have a higher chance of being rich in life. Okay, so let us do one more time. Everybody raise your hands one more time. I know what you will do now, right? Okay, so right now, when I count 1, 2, 3, I would like all of you here to change. So what I mean by change, if just now left on top, now you change right. If just now right on top, now you change left. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. Now, how many of us here after you changed, you felt uncomfortable? If yes, raise your hand. Thank you. And here's a question for you. If you change your thumb and you feel uncomfortable, what about when you change your life? Because the process of change is scary, change is sometimes uncomfortable, but I believe it is very necessary. So therefore, my topic for today, I'm going to touch on this one topic which a lot of people have actually told me before. Wesley, when you have passion, you're going to succeed. I believe that this formula is broken. Now what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that passion is not important. What I'm saying is passion alone is insufficient to make you successful. And therefore, I would like to share with you there are few other elements that are equally as important as passion. Now, for the purpose of the talk today, I'm going to use passion and minat. Minat is passion, just as it's in BM. Alright, so I'm going to share with you a few more elements that are also equally as important as passion. And how I'm going to do is, I'm going to share with you my own personal stories, my experience, and my coaching experiences with my clients. So let's begin with story number 1. It's about getting yourself inspired. Now, my story started during my university. It was in my second year in my university, and I was a chemical engineering student. And I could still recall, it was a project called Professional Communication Skills, in short, public speaking. I was given 7 minutes to deliver a topic called the Law of Attraction. I spoke about being grateful in life. I spoke about having a vision board. And at the end of 7 minutes, my lecturer stood up and he told me this one thing that changed my life forever. He said this: Wesley, if you fail to be an engineer, be a motivational speaker. His compliment became my enlightenment. Okay, now some of you may think that did I fail or did I not? Just to show you that I did not fail being an engineer. I graduated, and I graduated as I graduated as top student of my university. I received the Gold Chancellor Award from Tun Dr. Mahathir himself. Thank you. And I'm very privileged to be the top student of my university. And right after that, so what I did was this. So I used to work as a chemical engineer in one of the largest oil and gas companies in the world, ExxonMobil. So where am I? I am right here, when I'm still thin. Right? So now it's a bit out of shape. So what happened was, and I decided, after working for some time, I think it's time to follow my passion. So what happened was, I decided to resign, but the mistake was I never tell my dad. So what happened was, this was my dad, and I could still recall, it was one time, and I came back home 1 o'clock midnight. My dad was waiting for me in the living room. He was short, he has tan skin. And he said, "Son, sit down." And I sat down. He asked me, "Son, tell me honestly, what happened to your job?" And I finally confessed that actually I resigned, but I just never tell you. He was shocked. He was angry. And he said, "Why?" And I said, "I want to be a trainer, a speaker, to inspire people, to travel across the world." And after a good half an hour debate, he stood up. He banged on the table and he told me this one thing. "Son, you get out from the house now." At that point of time, I was being chased out from my house. I was confused and I was lost. I had one inner dialogue in my head. Should I follow what my dad say? Or should I continue to persist to follow my passion? What happened to me was this. The biggest challenge I had at the time was I was inspired, I have a passion, but I do not know how to achieve success. That leads me to story number 2, the story of learning. Because if you have a dream, if you have a goal, you need to have new skills, new knowledge, and new attitude. So after that point of time, I have the privilege to establish my own online education business. So this was me back then. And I picked up very important skills in persuasion, in speaking, public speaking, communication skills, and managing businesses. And after that, I partnered with my friends to establish one of the largest seminar organizers in Klang Valley, specializing in PT3 and SPM. Because I believe the reason why I am not successful is because I don't have enough skills, knowledge, and attitude to support my passion. The problem then happens is this. Now I have the skills, but what else is stopping me? The next thing that I realized is that I had this one big challenge. I was haunted by this one thing called fear and negative belief. So what I mean by fear? Fear are illusions you have in your head, fear of change, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. Negative beliefs are such as, I think I'm not good enough. I think others are smarter than me. I think I can't sell. I think people are better than me. My English is not good enough. So these are some of the negative inner talks that stop me from moving forward. And I worked so hard. I tried too hard to convince myself that I'm not good enough. And that led me to story number 3, where I decided that I should lead my life and not let my life lead me. You should lead your life by design and not by default. You should live your life by choice and not by chance. That's the point of time, and I saw this one thing called NLP. By full name, it's called Neuro-Linguistic Programming. In short, study about human habits, our conscious and the unconscious mind. My biggest takeaway is this. You can decide to be your own master of your ship. You can control your own destiny. My biggest takeaway is the moment you decide to control your own thoughts, your own habits, your own fear, and your own inner voices, that's the time you become incredible. And because of that, I've gotten rid of my self-blockages, my negative inner talks, and I became more confident. And because of that, it has now led me to become a certified NLP trainer to travel across the world to speak to people. And not just that, and I have the privilege for the past 8 years, I've spoken to more than 100,000 people across 15 cities in more than 100 companies. Some of my esteemed clients include Fortune 500 companies, public listed companies, and global market leaders. But the most proud thing I have was this. After achieving some successes, finally, my dad gave me a call. And I could still recall, it was 9 o'clock in the morning, I was driving to a company. 9 o'clock in the morning, and my dad called me by my cell phone. I pick up the call, and my dad was crying. I'm not too sure about you. I have never seen my father cry before in my entire life. As I pick up the call, and I say, Dad, why are you crying? And he told me this one thing. Son, as a father, I want to say sorry. Whatever you do, I will always be proud of you. And I realized when you do your best, God will handle the rest. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. So that's the moment in time that I felt that, okay, I now have got improved career, improved relationship with my family, so that was been a very good track for me. I thought that I was successful, but I was wrong. Because the moment that you think you know everything, the moment that you think that you're successful, that's the time that you'll be haunted by this one thing called comfort zone. Has any one of you here have ever fallen in a comfort zone before? If yes, please raise your hand. Thank you. And that has now led me to story number 4. The story of urgency. And I learned this from my beloved mom. My mom passed away in January 2017. And I could still recall, it was Chinese New Year 2015. There was one fine day, she was cleaning in the house and she complained, chest pain. So I brought her to visit the clinic, I went to the hospital, and I could still recall it was one day. We went to Desa Park City Medical Center and we met the chest physician. We sat down and the doctor handed us the medical report. And he said, I'm so sorry, auntie, you have stage 4 lung cancer. I was broken. I was torn apart. Do you know how it feels if your life has a clock that is ticking every single second? The doctor said my mom has only 6 more months to live. How would you feel? How would you live life differently from that moment onwards? And I'm very thankful, instead of 6 months, my mom lasted 2 years. And I can still remember, whatever my mom wanted to eat, we bought it for her. Wherever she wanted to go, we brought her there. And everything was fine until December 2016. Because the lung cancer has now spread to the brain. And she started to forget things. She started to forget what she ate. She started to forget where she was. And do you know what's the most painful part? She's starting to forget me. We sent her to the hospital, and all the doctor could say was, I'm so sorry, we couldn't help. You may want to spend last moments with her. We brought her back, and for 1 month, we take good care of her, even though she couldn't eat, but we take good care of her. And I can still remember 13 January 2017. It was sharp 6 o'clock in the morning, and she was badly gasping for air. Our entire family was there. We supported her, so we were with her for the last moments. 8 o'clock in the morning, she took her last breath. And I could still remember, she held me by her arms, and she gave me one last smile. The smile of a motherly love. Even though I lost my mom, and I gained the most important lesson in my life, urgency. Because especially to all of you here, you may think that you are young. You may think you have a lot of time. And that was my mistake. My only regret I have that time was, if only I am successful young enough, I could have spent more time with my mom. And with this lesson right now, I believe that my search was over. Probably I already knew how to example to become a formula for success, and I tested it out on my own. So what happened was this, and I incorporated this urgency in me in everything I do. I have more urgency, I take action, and I don't want to waste time. And I'm very thankful for my mom for this. In the year 2018 alone, in 1 year's time, I've conducted 320 sessions in a year of training. And this all thanks to my mom. And ever since that time, thank you very much. And ever since that time, so I thought that probably my search was over, because passion alone is insufficient to help you to achieve your dreams. So let me share with you these 4 stories of mine. Number 1, you must first get inspired. Step out from your comfort zone, join events, meet more people, and go and explore the world when you have time. When you are young, find something that makes your heart sing. Find what motivates you. Number 2, you have to learn. Learn new skills, new knowledge, and new attitude. Because the reason why you're not getting the results that you want because you did not learn enough. Number 3, you should lead your own life and not let your life lead you. And number 4, urgency. Don't take things for granted. You must take action and you must appreciate time, because time is precious. And boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, you may notice that the theme for TEDxUniversity of Malaya is Illuminate. And that's exactly the reason why that I felt this is a personal mission of mine to share with you these 4 stories of mine. Because everybody is ILLU plus minat passion equals to evolve. Thank you. Why 92% of people do not achieve their New Year resolutions? It is not because they are not inspired. It is not because they don't learn enough. And it's not because they are not leading their life. And it's definitely not because they are not urgent enough. The main reason why I believe that people do not achieve their dreams is because of this. They do not get themselves involved in the processes. Because everybody, I believe in this one thing. For you to evolve, you must first involve. You must get your hands dirty, take action. And before I end, I would like to share with you this one quotation that changed my life. There are 2 most important days in your life. The day you are born and the day you know why. Thank you.